Here today at Gary Watkins Construction in Manassas, Virginia, and we have Bob Hovmiller on the left and Gary Watkins on the right, and they're going to give us a little bit of a tour of the shop. Go ahead, guys. Tell us what's what.
Well, I guess we can start right from the front. This is the bay door. This is where all the raw material comes in. Forklift is used to take the material off. We hand stack our material on the left. As you can see, there's our hardwood material, and our trim that comes in is typically stored on the right hand side as you're looking. Our plywood stacked here. I have some working area here with some drawings, plans, table. The office is there. So as the material gets processed from this location, it proceeds to the CNC machine or manually cut on the table saws. We have molded planers, working surfaces for the mechanics. Miter box table set up for 3 different mechanics, as you can see, ductwork. So when the material is processed, either it's manually cut like I said, or it's on the CNC machine. The hand carts are used to take the material from where it comes in, processed through the CNC machine. It's loaded onto the smaller hand carts, and then they carry the material over to their working area.
How many employees do you have out here?
We have approximately 8, including myself and the owner.
We have 2 mechanics that work here in the construction cabinetry works right here at the present time. We have space for a 3rd one, and each one has like their own working table with the miter box and everything, and of course the duct collection system on top. And each one has space here to assemble the cabinetry that they're working on. And you can see some at the end that stands up, and they have room around their table to assemble everything and put it together. Once everything is assembled on this side, then it goes through the doorway to our finishing side. And as soon as you go in the finishing side, we have people there that are pre-finishing the cabinetry work at a station there. We have 2 people that usually work on that process. And then we have one finisher over there that will either take it in to the spray booth for a painted or a stained cabinetry work.
So as we process the cabinets, and we are doing the hardwood face frames, moldings, or whatever, this is the staple of the shop, the William & Hussey 7-inch molded planer, in addition to the shaper and of course a router table. Everything, our radius work, is all accomplished by utilizing the CNC to generate the templates, and it also cuts out the hardwood, and we just mount it on the template, run it through an elliptical jig, or in this case there's a straight fence on there, but anytime we're doing radius work, this is the mainstay for our radius trim. And the router table is a typical router table with 3 horsepower under it, and it does all that other type. We use a pocket jig, which you'll see to your right. That's used to just do pocket jigs for face frames. We have a 10 horsepower dust collector and the dust work system that's connected to every machine that we have operation in the shop to try to maintain the cleanliness in the environment.
That's great.
So we can go on over to the finishing side of the house.
We have Shirley here working on a walnut cabinet that will be staining and finishing shortly. She's one of our pre-finishers over here. We have a number of projects here, the cabinets here that are going to be painted units that are already primed and will be ready for the finish coat. Our finisher runs in and out of our spray booth here. We have a 14 by 27 spray booth with dual exhaust. It's a downdraft unit. We put this in ourselves.
That's our mascot dog, Ashley, by the way. That's Brian's dog. She's in our attack dog.
She's guarding the spray booth.
Yeah, guarding the spray booth.
Of course, in the spray booth, we have double doors on both ends, so we can wheel things in and wheel them out. And
you're using the Kremlin system?
except over on the side, we have the air-assisted Kremlin system over here on the side. Finisher Gary's.
This is Gary Denis. He's our #1 finisher.
And we mounted the Kremlin on the side over here, and the hoses go through to the inside of the spray booth.
Yes, dual exhaust, typically used for automotive.
Right.
But we felt
Nice setup.
Given the size of the room that we had, we could afford to get something of this size and not have to deal with overspray and dust.
Yeah.
This is a staging area. Typically, is pre-finished areas here, and then it's subsequently gone into the finishing booth, and ultimately it's to wind up at the other side, which is near the shipping area.
The finishing area, our staging area at the end is at the end of the spray booth. We have for the cabinetry to be hardwared out, doors and drawers. And everything. So we have our a door machine here, drilling the hinges and hardware there for. We have a supply room that has all the hardware for the slides and hinges, whatever. And it's down at this end, and we have this area where everything will sit till it's ready to go out the door.
It's a little lefty right now, but that's only because we just got a load out yesterday.
And you have a raised loading dock to go out so you can load straight onto your trucks.
Correct.
That's great.
It certainly makes it easier than I thought, because we have a ramp that we can just roll things straight down into the truck. This is one of our projects that the CNC certainly helped out on, making the radius Adams casing for this little inset project here for persons has a niche in the wall, and the CNC made the Adams casing, the template, and the pieces, the hardwood pieces to run in the William Hussey for that.
That's great.
We have the women's restroom on this side, and this is our supply room right here, where we have keep all of our supplies in here for whatever we're doing, sandpaper and everything, screws, things like that.
Right.
This is our shipping area where everything goes out. Of course, we have the truck right here. It's backed up, and we have about a 7-inch drop. We have
Yeah, instead you have a little ramp for that.
a little ramp to wheel everything right down into the truck. And
It's great.
it's really a nice setup here. The loading dock height really turned out to be a blessing, really. In the old area, we had to pick things up off the floor and load them into the truck. And the last thing we have is we actually have a
Employee lounge.
employee
Great.
place for the lunchroom.
Sounds good.
With, of course, refrigerator and microwave, and
Sounds good.
a place for heated in the winter and cooled in the summer.
Thank you much, guys.